What is good, y'all? Xeno 2.0 here. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 hype train. Let's get right to it. Some of the places that we saw in the trailer look very identical to other locations we've seen in other games. In my opinion, things look sort of mixed together. I'd like to see if you guys think that these places are very identical. Some of these are of course a stretch, but this is just speculation and going based off my theory that these worlds are kind of all mixed together. I hope you guys enjoy. Now this spot right here has to be Gabriel Plains. I can't think of any other location that looks very similar. This spot right here that I caught footage of Gabriel Plains in Definitive Edition looks super identical. But obviously there's a lot of changes that is happening with this world in Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But this is what I think is a Gabriel Plains type area. There's not a doubt in my mind that this is not part of the fallen arm that we see in Xenoblade Chronicles. The background also looks very identical to Xenoblade X's Primordia. The game is starting to look very open world, more like Xenoblade X with a linear path, which I think that is a awesome direction that they are taking. But this part right here is almost literally identical to the location in the fallen arm. Next up, I think this is Gormans Tale and Galahad Fortress. Now I did mention the fallen arm location that we saw earlier. However, that was when you go up and you're on your way to Magnaforest field. However, this spot looks very different. This almost looks very similar to sort of Oblivia and maybe a mix of Waterfalls. Those are the only two locations we've seen kind of sandy, but this to me looks very much like Oblivia with the fallen arm there. Now this world, I couldn't help myself. I saw two waterfalls or a waterfall and I instantly thought of Noctilum. This gives me Noctilum vibes and I think it looks so beautiful, and I'm so happy we have more waterfall areas, kind of this jungle looking area from what we're seeing in this part at least. Amazing, very beautiful. Now we don't have much to go by, but this looks very similar to Temperatania. This is the best match I got, kind of like this foggy, kind of rocky looking area. This is the best I got. Also, this is very similar to in Galahad Fortress when this little sphere thingy gets exploded with Fiora in it. This spot looks very identical to this, and it could also be some sort of floating moor or Dean. I'm not really sure, but this is my best guess that this looks very identical to what we see in Xenoblade Chronicles. Now I'm almost for sure this is a Magnaforest type area. You can see it looks like sort of this semi-jungle-y with these enemies in the background that we can see. Very identical. Hope we can see this humongous bridge with another beautiful waterfall. Hopefully we can see that come back, or it will be different because we can see that these things are bringing more life to the world, adding more stuff, terrain and stuff. So yeah, Magnaforest is back. It has to be. Now this spot just literally just breathes Torna vibes to me. I don't know why, it just does. Now this one to me is just Arid Sea. It has the Chromor type enemy. The aesthetic looks very identical to Arid Sea. Very beautiful. Now this world gave me two vibes. Lefheria, I hope I said that correctly, and Civilum. Very identical. Gave me this ice feel as we saw one of the creatures were frozen. So it gives me this Lefheria and Civilum vibe to it. Yeah. So those are the locations I found very similar to the other games. This game is looking like to be one of the most beautiful Xenoblade games, taking a lot of inspiration from the other ones and putting it all in one. This game seems like the game that's going to tie everything together into this ultimate beautiful Xenoblade experience, and I hope you guys will be there with me on this ride. Have a good one, you guys. Peace.